All right, like one more minute. I'm going to get started. Pretty awesome lineup this morning. I want you guys to hear from our newest platinums, and I also want you to hear from Gene Armstrong. I think he'll have a lot of good information on how to get people in your business that are complete strangers. So going to be pretty powerful to hear these stories from Gene and how he recruits. He knows how to do this very well. All right, let me mute everyone. Let's see. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to get started. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I just want to hurry up and run through some of this stuff, so I don't want to keep you long on your Saturday, of course. So the founders are still available, which is a huge momentum builder. A lot of these leaders that have been on this team since the time we started, the founders was a huge key to create massive momentum and find leaders in your business. If you're not talking the founders kit, then you're missing out. It will, even people that you've shown this business, to go back and follow up with them and explain this well to them. 2% of a global company for life at a one-time amount to open a business of $1,500. Someone just logged into my account, so hold on. So the founders is huge. I don't know how much longer they're going to last, so make sure you're getting out there telling people about the founders kit. It's a huge blessing to be a part of this company. You know, just like Gene Armstrong says, it's not just 2% of the global company. It's 2% only spread out to that 7,500 people, which is huge as this company grows. So that's pretty eye-opening how big that can get. And then next thing we want to talk about, Dallin talks about all the time, to have another meeting. Well, this week is a good testament, and last week, on what happens when you just start having meetings. Look what's happened on Ryan and Jennifer Osbeck's team, Gene and Mary Armstrong's team, Zach and Shannon Osbeck's team. They're just doing meetings after meetings after meetings. And I think Zach and Shannon had 6 to 7 meetings that happened on their team last week, house meetings. And when you go through these rank advancements, people that are having house meetings, especially out in Dallas and Corey's team and Jennifer's team, and then up in Detroit, you're seeing people hit rank advancements. And then when you add that into the founders kit, you can create a massive momentum. So kudos to everybody that's having meetings. I know a lot of people had their first house meetings, Kevin and Gabby, Leah out in Dallas. And then you had a lot of people having their first meeting. Heck, a lot of people on Gene and Mary's team and Ryan and Jennifer's team are having their meeting right off when they sign up. So we're super proud of this team. They're stepping right out in the usually what you would call the uncomfortable zone and getting in front of the room and saying, hey, this is how I'm going to show all you guys a business first. And we've seen huge momentum from that. They invite all their friends. They don't even know what they're there for. I've been at, 4 this week. The friends didn't even know. They just knew they were coming to look at an opportunity. And then that was their first exposure. And pretty much 90% of the people that were guests this week, maybe 100, I don't know, had signed up. A lot of them signed up as a founder. So the house meeting works. And when you can bring leadership in, when you can bring these guys, Dr. Sebastian flew to Michigan, when you can bring Corey in your living room, Corey can recruit as well as anybody I know, and you can just put him in front of the room and he can just tell all your friends and family about Paseo, and you just sit back. It's a huge leverage in your business. Same thing with Gene and Mary. This team is blessed with a lot of leadership that you can just put people in front of. So I encourage every single one of you to have a house meeting. I've seen some messages on Ucrew Nation this week that said I only had 3 to 5 guests show up. That's an awesome first meeting. Our first meeting, I say this all the time, we had 1 guest. 4 of them were already in the business. The 1 guest that signed up from our first meeting came back and got his paperwork the next day. He quit. He thought it was a scam. So, we had one guest at our first meeting, but guess what? Here's the key. We did another meeting the next week, and we did another meeting the next week. And, it grew and grew and grew. But there were some times that the meeting would be, 15 people, 20 people, and it would go down, fluctuate. You got to keep doing the meeting, and eventually you find a guest that shares the same dream and goals, and they go out and build a large team. And that's what you're going to see today after we go through some more information. You're going to see what happens if you just keep planting seed over and over and over, just like Gene and Mary has, what happens on a team eventually. So the next thing, speaking of meetings, is Dream Conference. If you're serious about this business, you want to be at the Dream Conference. Dallin put in the blue sapphire and above WhatsApp group this week that there will be announcing the new product at the Dream Conference. So, or products, plural. So, and then they have a lot of new information coming out, new videos, a lot of tools that's going to help you. And plus the lineup that we're going to have there is going to be amazing. It's not going to be just Viseo. It's going to be marriage building, saving your money, all kind of stuff. It's really going to be where you can grow yourself and grow your Viseo business, and then see what we have coming. It's going to be huge to see what this company has coming in January. I believe a multi-billion-dollar category in just this one product. So if you're not registered, please get registered soon. We're going to have fun. Also, I know my wife and I will probably be there a day or two early, stay a day after. So, we're going to have a good time, and we look forward to meeting every one of you guys. Yes, I see Jennifer. Corey looks like the Godfather. Black out. It looks like one of them, when someone's getting interviewed and they don't want nobody to see their face. It's hilarious. Sorry, ADD here. Rank advancements. Next thing we got, which I'm excited for these people. They went out and shared this dream and their dream, and people are starting to catch the vision. First one, qualified brand partner, Nick Barnett. So qualified brand partner means you got a person on your left, a person on your right. And the key of this business is getting a person on your left and a person on your right, and then helping them go get two. If you keep doing that over and over, not only do you get the foundation bonus over and over and over, but you build a massive business. I know people that's went to Black Diamond in this profession by signing up 8 people, but they had in this business. Sign up one on the left, sign up one on the right, and help that person get 2, help the other person get 2. And you keep doing that over and over and drive depth in your business. So executive brand partners, the next rank. And we have Tina Tucker. If any of you guys haven't watched any of her videos on Facebook Live, she is a ball of energy. Her smile lights up the room. She's a blessing to this team. She's awesome. She's #1 sales rep in Room to Go, and she don't have no freedom. She wants to create freedom in this, and I can touch on her story because I've spent multiple meetings with her, and I'm sure there's a lot more people that we've been blessed with that I haven't got a chance to meet yet. The next one, executive brand partner, Trey and Starla Lynn. I think they're out in Dallas on Corey Marrero and Jennifer Bennett's team. So the next rank is bronze. So when you start hitting bronze, you're starting to build a good organization. First one is Ben and Sherry Walden. I know Dr. Sherry is, I hear a lot of good things about her from Corey. They've built this business pretty much on vacation part-time. So, there's no excuses. Corey told me their story. They've been all over the place, and they're still building the business, and they hit bronze. So that's amazing. And then you got Mary Heish, my neighbor. She's in Taiwan building this business right now for 2 weeks. And then you got Larry and Rhonda Mack on Gene Armstrong's team out in Ocala. And then you got another bronze, John and Melissa McRae out in Texas on another Texas team. They just hit executive brand partner, I think, last week. They went all the way to bronze this week. So then you got silver. So you're starting to build a large organization. Dean Roberts, this guy's a blessing to this team. He's caused massive momentum in a short amount of time. He owns a comedy club in Jacksonville. I'm not going to tell too much of his story because I want Gene to touch on Dean. Just just to know that he has a heart for people. I've watched this over and over and over the past 27 months in this profession. If you have a heart for others, you can build a massive team very quickly. If it becomes about you, the business stagnates or goes backwards. So Dean, Gene, all these people have a heart for others, and that's why they're starting to get really blessed. And then platinum is a huge rank. Platinum's halfway to diamond. So in just a short amount of time, 8 months, Ryan and Jennifer Osbeck is platinum in this business. And what's so cool about this, last week they were gold. You know, now they're going on a gold cruise for free in February. Speaking of gold cruise, you can qualify for this cruise by January 1st, 2018 by hitting gold. Gold is 6,000 points on your left leg and 6,000 points on your right leg. I'm going to shoot a video this week on a whiteboard that I can show you how to get to gold 2 different ways. One way is more of an expanded version over a couple weeks, and one is all in 1 week. And I want to draw it out and have that up on Ucrew Nation and the Facebook page. So Ryan and Jennifer have wonderful hearts. You know, Jennifer's parents are Gene and Mary Armstrong, who I love dearly. They are a huge blessing to this team. And I don't want to take too much away from their story because I just want to interview them on what it means for them to be able to go on a cruise and to see what's happening on their team. And I'll just ask them some questions here. Let me unmute them real quick, make them spotlight. All right. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all doing?
Fabulous. Better than I deserve.
Yes.
I always say.
Oh, that's awesome. Sounds like Dave Ramsey there. So what are y'all, so hitting actually, let's go back. Hitting gold, what did that mean to you guys? Actually, before y'all answer that question, how long you been in and where do you live? Put it that way. Let's just do that.
We've been in since February, and you said where we live. We live in Orange Park.
Jacksonville, Florida, right?
Yep.
All right, awesome. So February. So you've been in February, and what actually, who's your sponsor? Let's ask that first.
Zach and Shannon Osbeck, who are Ryan's brother and my sister-in-law.
So Ryan's brothers with Zach. We won't hold that against you, Ryan.
Hey, older brother, please, Rick. He will lie to you all day.
Nah, Zach and Shannon are rubies in the business. They're one of our biggest leaders on our team. They have a heart of gold. We love them. So what attracted y'all first? The first number one thing that attracted you on the Viseo side?
The people, by far. When I went to my first U meeting and I saw that leadership and the people and the spirit and the passion, I just wanted to be around it more and more. I just knew that those people could help me grow and achieve what I wanted to out of life, and I was so drawn to that.
And what else? It is certainly the people, and you know, following my older brother, you know, he's never steered me wrong. So, you know, thank you, Zach, and you know, thank you guys for believing in us.
Awesome. And so last week when y'all hit gold, what did it feel like for you guys to learn that you hit gold?
It was incredible. It was humbling and amazing, and it's just a reflection of the team. We have an amazing team, and the people who have joined and gotten in this business with us have the hearts of gold, and everything is just a reflection of them. It's amazing.
What I'll say, Ricky, is what I've really come to realize is the power of the network and network marketing. It is truly, you know, and things that you and I have talked about, the videos, but you know, 2 people have turned into 3,000+ and just in Ucrew. So we're 8 months, you know, just beginning. We launched in May. So it's extremely powerful, and we're going places. We have an ideal and a belief and a foundation. So we're strong. We're excited.
Awesome. And there's a lot of couples out there that, what does it mean to you guys to be able to build a business, not only with your parents and your brother, but also together as a couple? Go ahead, Jennifer.
That's when I taught this to Ryan. One of the reasons I did it is I said, we've both been successful in our careers, doing things apart from each other. Wouldn't it be amazing to have that success together and to be able to build something together and then show our that? Because my parents showed me that growing up, and I told my parents that, you know, they did Amway. I think a lot of people knew that. And when I saw how close that brought them together, that meant a lot to me. And I saw that opportunity when I saw this business for Ryan and I to do it together and have that same connection.
And what I'll say, Ricky, and Gene knows this, I'm sitting next to the most amazing woman. I realized it in high school. She's got a passion and a drive, you know, and Gene talks about decisions, and basically the decisions made in our lives and in this family have brought not only, you know, Zach and Shannon and me and Jen and my brother and I, Gene and Mary wouldn't have all been in the same room probably but once a year, maybe. You know, my parents, we're all together, but our family has now just grown, and that's the power of what I'm seeing.
Awesome. So that's a good point. Jennifer, you've seen them in Amway, and that was probably many years ago. Have you done any network marketing since you've seen them in Amway?
I dabbled in one, but I can say my heart was not in it. I just did it. I think it's just to help a friend more than anything.
She bought a lot of products that sat in the closet for 2 years.
So what was the difference in Viseo? Was there a difference with Viseo that called you to it?
Well, I think, you know, Francois talks about it, that 12 o'clock hour. You know, are you there in your life? And when I saw Viseo, I was there in my life. I was ready for something. I knew I needed more, and it just really connected with me.
Awesome.
So that's different.
Yeah. So that's great. You know, Francois talks about that. That's a Nathan Ricks video that is very powerful. If you guys haven't seen it, if anyone on the call hasn't seen it, you know, you can talk to someone till you're blue in the face, but if they're not at 12 o'clock midnight in their life, ready for a change, where they're ready to make a decision to make a change, then they're not going to join your business. So that's why persistent follow-up is huge. Yeah, I've talked to people for 2 years and they just now come in the business because the time in their life has changed. So, all right, Ryan and Jennifer, I'm going to get to your lovely father and interview him a little bit. Thank you guys for being a blessing on this team. We look forward to help you go way past platinum. How about that?
And Ricky, we thank you guys very much, and certainly the guy you're about to talk to is our leader. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. And you look just like your mom, Jennifer.
Oh, thank you. That's a compliment.
Yeah. All right. So let me switch this up. Hold on. Let's see. Cancel. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you doing, my brother?
Better than I deserve.
Yes, sir. I see that trickles down to the family.
Yes, it does.
So, Gene, I just want to introduce you just real quick, and then I'll ask you some questions. Now, Gene and Mary Armstrong are a blessing. From the first time I met them, I think maybe it might not have been the first, but I did a meeting. I think you were like just a day out of the hospital, right, Gene?
You did a meeting in our house the evening of the afternoon I got out of the hospital.
Yeah, like got out of the hospital from pretty much dying, right?
Well, they replaced my defibrillating pacemaker at 1 o'clock, and I was home in a meeting at 7:30.
Yeah, so that's the kind of grit he has. None of us can say we're out there sharing the business after that. I was impressed. You know, I'm impressed by this couple because they just have a heart for people. They constantly are servant leaders. Every time Mary comes to a meeting, she has her notebook and she's taking notes after notes after notes. And it's impressive. You can tell who's serious about this. If they're coming to meetings and they're taking notes, they're serious about building a massive business. Maybe, Gene, put in perspective the difference. You know, you did Amway for many years, right? So
Yeah.
let's start there, and you put it in perspective, the difference from, you know, network marketing back in the day and with Amway, and then network marketing now.
Network marketing, when we did it with Amway, was a dinosaur compared to what we have today. It's just not even close. The basic concepts of what it takes to be successful are the same. You absolutely need to experience personal growth. You need to have a heart for others. You can only be successful by helping others be successful. But the products we have to offer people through Viseo, the system that we have to support people, the technology behind this network marketing opportunity is absolutely light years ahead of anything that's ever been out there before.
And how long were you with Amway, Gene?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. So now you just said Viseo is light years ahead, and Amway is a pretty big company, right? They do about $1 billion a month.
It's pretty big still.
Yeah. So if you're comparing it, that company, this company is only 10 months old, and you're saying Viseo is that good. Pretty powerful, right? For us to go share that.
It's just if people are taking advantage of this, they just don't understand what they have their hands on.
So, and if I'm right, you were attracted to Viseo first and foremost because your daughter and your son-in-law was doing it, right?
You know what? I wouldn't have even heard of Viseo had my daughter not called me one morning and told Mary and I that she was going to do network marketing, and it was Viseo. I was so proud of her because I know her heart, and I know Ryan. I knew that doing network marketing was going to be such a blessing in their life because it was for Mary and I. I also knew that the reason she wanted to do it was to have more significance in her life and help other people. She's a natural at that. I tell you what, it was just, I was swelled with pride when they told me that that's what they were going to do. And today, words can't even describe how proud I am. Mary and I both are so proud of this, of Jenny and Ryan and what they're achieving and watching them grow in this business as in a couple. There's no words to describe how my heart feels about that.
Pretty awesome to see them go on a cruise, right?
That's a great opportunity. The cruise is great. We all talk about cruises, the food, the fun. Guys, remember this cruise, everybody on the boats in Viseo. Can you imagine cruising with that kind of people? If anybody that was in Vegas or been at a regional rally anywhere, you know what it's like to be around this kind of people. To be locked on a boat with these people for several days, you're going to be different when you walk off that boat. You're going to be a changed person.
So all your years in Amway, would it be safe to say, regardless of the money, the growth you do as a person and in your marriage, if it's about other people and what you get from this profession is the most powerful thing?
That above and beyond anything else, money can't touch the feeling you have when you watch people change their lives and you realize that you were just a small part of that. Exposing this business and helping people become successful and achieve what they really want to do in life, there's nothing that replaces that. There's only one thing better, and that's sharing your faith with someone.
Yeah. So, Gene, you've been around some amazing leadership in this profession, right? How would you, I would say some of the best ever that's ever been in this profession. I've listened to a lot of videos and tapes from them. How would you compare Dallin?
Dallin is by far the most dynamic leader of a network marketing company that I've ever even seen. Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel started Amway, and they did a great job. They were not even close to being as inspirational and as Dallin Larson. Dallin Larson and coming out of retirement to build this business is just an unbelievable blessing for us. Can you imagine? He saw this technology and decided this is the way it needed to be launched. And we are all the benefactors of that, and all the peoples whose lives are going to be touched by these products are the benefactors of that one decision. So when he talks about touching millions of lives, he's going to do that and many, many more.
Yeah, that's true. So you were on a huge team in Amway. What do you see with this team that's forming around the leadership? Not just my wife and I, but all these leaders that we have here. What do you see in this team?
This team, Ricky and Francois Untermeyer, the Ucrew Nation. I've heard Nathan say this. They're going to write books about this. This team in network marketing, Viseo speaks for itself. This Viseo is going to be the biggest network marketing opportunity this country's ever seen, this world has ever seen. But this particular team in Viseo, they're going to write books about how this came about, the system that was used, and the people and the success stories and all the people that came out of it. When we were in Amway, our sponsor was a diamond, and his 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 sponsor was a diamond. So we had in our direct line of sponsorship, diamond backed by diamond, backed by diamond, backed by diamond. Ricky, those people and the system, those people can't even touch what you and Francois put together. Matter of fact, one of those diamonds is already in Viseo and building the business in Lake City, Florida. Two of those diamonds in my direct upline from Amway are in Viseo and building this business.
Wow. Thank you, Gene. Well, the $1 million question that I hope you got a pen and piece of paper, because, Gene, I compare him a lot to myself and Corey Marrero. We can meet complete strangers and get them in the business because we do it the right way, and we believe in what we're sharing. I think it always comes down to belief. If you really believe that you believe in Viseo and that it's really life-changing opportunity, but you also believe in where you're going and you have that vision, you'll share it with anybody. And if you really, truly want to bless other people, because this couple right here, they just truly want to bless people. I want everybody to understand the momentum you're seeing on their team, on Ryan and Shannon Osbeck's team, Zach and Shannon Osbeck's team. It's been created by Gene recruiting strangers. So before I ask this question, I hear all the time, I went through my warm list. Well, I've watched this wonderful couple share this opportunity with people they didn't even know for the last 8 months. And guess what? They didn't quit. And now their daughter and their son-in-law is going on a cruise because they didn't quit and they kept sharing it with strangers. So, and the big component of this was Dean Roberts. And I want you to share with them, how you do that, what makes you do that, and then the story about Dean. Gene?
Sure. How I do it, it's 20% words and 80% belief. I mean, you can't fake this business when you're talking, especially to a stranger. You can't fake whether you believe in this business or not. You can't do it. You can't make that up. You can't. It has to be inside of you that you absolutely know that what you have is so good and such a blessing that you want to share it with people. Folks, they'll figure it out. They'll know it. They'll know it with the posture that you use to approach them. Ricky, you said it all. Belief is the name of the game. I mean, everybody, I'm sure, is looking for what's the right words to say. There's probably a dozen. There's probably 100 different ways that you can talk to people, but there's only one way that you can approach them with the attitude, and that's a belief and a belief and a posture of expectation that you know what you have. And when it comes to cold contacts, I don't want people to think that cold contacting is just going out and on a Saturday and walking around trying to recruit people. Walking into a gym, trying to talk to people there, walking into any place of business with the attitude, I'm going looking for people. What you need to do is live your life. You need to always live your life and be on the lookout and listen very carefully to what people say to you, what people say. You see, what you have in your pocket is something to share with people when the opportunity arises. And when you come across somebody that really impresses you, that does something that would make you say, gosh, wouldn't it be great if that person was in this business? And wouldn't it be even greater if that person was on our team? So if you have that belief and that's the way you live your life, you're going to come across people. And if you approach them in the right way with the right belief, they're going to get in your business, and it's a done deal. One Saturday night, I was kind of down because I really wanted to be doing a connect call. I wanted to be sharing the business. I wanted to be doing something else, but I didn't have anything on my schedule to do that night. So we said, okay, let's go to the comedy club because we hadn't been there in over a year. So we went to the comedy club off Beach Boulevard, and we're standing in line to get our tickets. And I noticed there's a guy behind the desk, and he was talking to a lady in front of us. And the lady in front of us was using a walker. She was obviously not in great shape, but the guy behind the desk was talking to her in such a way that he was so giving. It was very obvious to me, and it was obvious to Mary too, that this guy was comping her whole night. Not only was he giving her tickets to the show, but he was arranging for her to have a table. He was arranging her to have the food, anything she wanted to drink. He wanted this night to be a night in her life that was filled with comedy and smiles, because obviously she had been going through some health challenges and whatever. Mary and I looked at each other, and it was a done deal. We knew what we were going to do. So when we stepped up there, I said, you know what, you just showed us your heart. You was very evident to us what kind of a person you are, what kind of character you have. We've got an idea we'd like to share with you, because people with an attitude and a heart like that can be very successful in it. And if you'll give me your contact information, we'll get back in touch and be able to share that with you. He didn't even flinch. He didn't waver at all. He said, sure, I'd love to hear that. I mean, wow. From that point on, the story goes on of how we did a one-on-one and I was lucky enough to put Ricky Untermeyer in front of him. But the most important thing is you lead with a compliment. If you see somebody that you want to be in business with, you see somebody that's very successful, you start and lead with a legitimate compliment that you sincerely believe. Whether you just saw somebody exhibit people skills with the way they interacted with someone, with the way they gave you particularly good service. But if you start with that, and then when you ask your question, you let them know that you'd like to share an idea with them. If you do that, you need to do it with the belief that what you have is an amazing opportunity. There's only one way I know of to get that belief. You get that belief by the books you read, by the videos you watch, and most importantly, the Viseo View events you attend. You will never know what kind of business you're in until you keep exposing yourself, whether you have a prospect or not. Attend these Viseo View events, attend to regional rallies, attend to Dream Conference. That's where you're going to get your belief. And you need to do it on a consistent basis. I mean, you are who you're going to be 5 years from now, except for the books you read and the people you hang around. Mm-hmm. And if you are with these people, if you are next to these people, if you are on a path of personal development, you'll have that belief, and it'll come shining through. Ricky, I'll stop there and see where you want to take it.
No, I got goosebumps. You did good. Preaching it. No, I love it. You know, I wrote down some things. He didn't qualify Dean with words. He qualified Dean with his eyes. He watched Dean in his actions. He seen he was servant. He had a good heart. If you have a good heart and you're serving others, that's what network marketing is. And when Gene met Dean and seen that, he didn't go and throw up all over him and tell him he had a liposomal delivery system and a network marketing company and an opportunity. He said, I have something that I want to share with you. That's all he said. And when I met Dean, we met at Panera. So I want you to see what he did. He didn't say much. He just talked about he wanted to help him, right? And then he put someone in front of him. Gene didn't do the whole thing by himself. Everybody on this call has someone they could bring with them. They could bring someone and sit next to them. All I did is share my heart and what Viseo means to us in person. So Gene he followed a system of support and leverage. And when someone sees they're going to have support and leverage, they're more apt to do it. But here's the key, and Gene can attest to this. Dean didn't sign up that first day. What did it take? A couple more times?
Right? At least two more, right?
Yeah, he came to my house, met with my wife and I. So, and it took a couple more times. And then guess what? Persistent follow-up. I always say this. They always say fortune's in the follow-up. No, because someone will follow up once and never follow up again. Persistent follow-up is the key. Gene was very persistent. And then Dean, not only did he sign up, he bought a very small package, right? What did he buy? His first package.
He bought a smaller package.
Yeah, he bought like a couple products, or he bought the foundation. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was one of the smaller packages.
Yeah. So get this: he bought a smaller package finally after 2 or 3 exposures, and then he came to regional. You hear Dallin say this all the time. It's so important for you to get to the meetings. He got Dean to the meeting, and this is why I know it was so big. Dean walked out the door. I was in the hallway. He stopped me. He actually grabbed me by my shoulder. I'm ready to do this. Like, I could see it in his eyes. Everything changed that day. He said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it big. And I knew what he's seen in that meeting. He got what you just heard Gene say. He got belief on what was possible. And this is why Gene says it's important for you to come to a meeting every week, because if you don't, you'll run out of gas. Gene and Mary, even if they don't have guests, even if they're tired, they still come to every meeting every week for the last 8 months. And guess what? They sowed the seed, they kept on, and now they have their daughter and their son-in-law going on a cruise. They just hit platinum. They have massive momentum on their team because they kept doing the little small things that led to momentum. And the question is, would all you guys do that for 8 months? Would you keep doing them little small things to eventually lead to the explosion? One person, 1 or 2 people changed the landscape of your business, right, Gene?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you kept doing this the same thing over and over and over. So it was very powerful. Dean didn't know you, but how close are you to Dean now?
Dean and I will be very, very close for the rest of our lives. We are connected at the hip, and we are we're both very encouraged to take this journey. We're both on a mission to help a lot of people.
Yep. And the thing so funny about it is Dean was quite skeptical at first, right? And now, I think he talks to my wife in the morning on the phone before I even talk to my wife. He's calling every morning to talk to Francoise. What do I do today? What do I do today? So it's so funny how this business changes when you start seeing and Dean stands up in front of meetings. He goes, I didn't think I was going to have this much support. But see, when they start having this support, then they start having success, and they start believing in the team. They start believing, and then he starts taking the products, and he starts having more and more belief, and then he becomes part of the family. As anyone on this team that's met Dean Roberts, he has a heart of gold. He loves people, and he's an asset to this team. And thank God, Gene and Mary opened their mouth, because now we have a team. They have a team that's exploding, but we also have people with wonderful hearts. I mean, look what Tina Tucker, same thing, right? No, she lines up for that. So, Gene, we love you guys. Is there anything you want to add, or is that anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, the only thing I want to let people know too, Dean Roberts had been in 10 previous network marketing opportunities. 10. Dean Roberts, if I'd have told him, I think that if he'd have gotten the idea at all that this was just another network marketing deal, he'd have blown me off that night. There's no question about it. So a little bit of mystery goes a long way, and a little bit of posture goes even longer than that. So you really, I know everybody on this call is hanging on every word, saying, what do I need to say? What are the words I need to say? Ricky, I've seen you cold contact. Basically, you're just asking somebody if they're open to an opportunity to create an alternative income on a part-time basis. And if most everyone's going to say yes, if you're talking to the right people. How do you know if you're talking to the right people? because you've listened to who they are before you ever ask that question. I mean, you'll know people that are sharp and ambitious and even already successful, they're going to say yes. The people that aren't doing anything right now, they're not going to be doing anything after you show it to them. So you're looking for successful people. And if you ask that question with enough posture, you've got it. It's a home run. One other really brief thing I want to share, Ricky, if I may, it's kind of like a lot of people in this call have taped sporting events that they can watch later, and they want to come home and watch it at their leisure because for whatever reason they can't see it live. So sometimes on the way home you might find out what the final score is, and then when you go watch it, you kind of really wish you'd been able to have all the peaks and valleys and anxiety and that's what you get when you go to a live event. But they know when all that stuff happens during the game, if they already know the result, they've got a pretty peaceful, easy, calm feeling. If they're down by 20 points and they know they're going to eventually win, hey, I'm just watching to see how they're going to pull it off. Well, that's what this business is. Mary and I already won in this business the day we signed up. That outcome was already done. It's just a matter of we need to go through the right steps and motions to do our part. And the right steps and motions is a system that Ricky and Francois built. If all you got to do, everybody on this call, your victory is already assured. It's the parallels are amazingly the same with faith. Your victory is already assured. All you got to do is do your part. And your part of this business is share it the most effective way, and keep sharing it and keep sharing it and keep sharing it, because guys, you're going to be successful. It's just that I've already seen the tape. I mean, I know the final score. I heard it on the radio before I got on the call today. You guys win.
Gene, we love you, brother. That was amazing. I hope you guys took away some amazing nuggets there. You're a blessing to this team, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so guys, that was awesome. I'll just end with a couple things. I always know who's going to do well in this business, because the ones that keep on following up some kind of a system are the ones that eventually, and they stay at it for a consistent basis, and they do it over and over and over. And that means showing the business the correct way over and over and over. They're the ones eventually have success. And I know always who's going to eventually have the success if they just keep doing it, if they're following a system. The ones that go off and I don't hear from, or one of these leaders don't hear from for months or weeks or once a month, then they're trying to do it by themselves, or they're not following too much of a system. Because it's all about leveraging this business, because people are scared to death to do something they've never done before. And, just like Gene said, I wrote this down, and I always used to say it, and so did my mentor: he who says the least at the beginning is the one that wins. He who says the least, and Gene said the least, to get Dean to actually come listen. And that's the one that usually listens. So, and then you learn by doing. I mean, Gene kept doing over and over and over. And the reason why I'm so comfortable, Lisa Bernardi's so comfortable, Layla Colgan that signed up a bunch of people, Corey Marrero, all the people that recruit a lot of people, they're comfortable because they kept doing it over and over and over and over and over. They didn't get comfortable when they did it twice or 3 times, 4 times. I mean, if I ask Corey right now, he's probably done it hundreds of times, maybe even 1,000 times. So he's very comfortable. Like I've asked so many times, it's not hard anymore. So just keep doing it over and over and over, and you get more comfortable with it, just like riding a bicycle. So guys, don't let fear stand in the way of your purpose. Remember that. Don't let fear stand in the way of your purpose. And go out there and bless people with this. Let's march our way to blessing 1 million lives. And thank you guys for joining us this morning. You guys have a blessed weekend, and we love all you. And if you need us, we're just a phone call away. Thank you.